Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Talks Machina. Finally, we could do Episode 1, Campaign 2. Miranda, who's in most of the live streams, if not all of them, has made an edited video for me that takes out the spoilers of Episode 1. I'm told that after around the 29-minute mark, there is no spoilers from that point to the end of Episode 1. Of Talks Machina. You guys can confirm that if you'd like. Miranda said she's pretty confident she got them all. I told her just the fact that you put the effort in and even care to think that you might have made a mistake makes me confident that she didn't. But I've said this to you guys before. The fact that you guys pay attention enough to try to look for them makes me feel like if there's anything you missed, it's so subtle that it's something I really wouldn't care about. As far as spoilers go. Now, do I want spoilers? No. But if it's something subtle that could be 100 different things or something that's totally unavoidable so I could watch something that you guys feel like is needed or something that I want to watch. Like, I want to watch Talks Machina. Last week, we watched the Chaos Couch 2.0, which was episode 92 of Campaign 2. But it was just like a 7-minute video, basically of Laura Bailey having to burp. And then Miranda in her Amelia Earhart costume. Obviously, it was her outfit. But Brian was talking about how it looked like Amelia Earhart. They were having drinks. They looked like they were having a good old time. And that is the format that I like shows to be in. So I was kind of upset I can't watch Talks Machina because there are definitely spoilers according to you guys. Now we're going to watch the first 28 minutes of episode 1. This is the edited version Miranda gave me. I think she said some of it is just names bleeped out or some is just completely taken out of the episode. Either way, we're going to see how this goes. She also said she'd be willing to edit other episodes if this ends up working out, which I don't see why it wouldn't. And I thank her doubly or triply or however many thanks we are needed by Miranda. The Chaos Couch was amazing. We just had Laura Bailey and Marisha, Jester and Bo. So who's going to be on this one? I don't know. I know that Brian hosts. And Brian is awesome. I said this in the last one, that Brian is a great host. He has no filter. He's good at jokes. He's got great little quick one-liners. He's intelligent, you could tell, because he's quick. I like banter. I like to debate. I like to talk. I like to engage with people. So I want you to be able to like keep pace with everybody else. As you guys could say, I don't shut the hell up. Now, I'm not right all the time, and sometimes what I say is completely insane, but I like to be able to engage and talk and flow, and I feel like Brian's a perfect guy to segue that between our people. Let's jump in. You guys want to be way ahead, full unedited episodes of all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The 1-hour Patreon exclusive for episode 8 will be up on Wednesday, probably around 5 or 6 o'clock, and then part 2 comes out, and then the live stream Friday. Check the link for Patreon in front. If not, jumping in. Campaign 2, episode 1, the first part of Talks Machina.
I told my mom not to leave me there, but she did for 2 years. Good evening.
What?
Welcome to the first Talks Machina of
That's what I was
Campaign 2
talking
of
about.
Critical Role. Look
That's
at all these
exactly
beautiful
what I was
people.
just talking
We have
about.
Liam, we have Taliesin,
Starts
we
with
have
a joke.
Travis, and we have Laura.
Hey,
Just
it's
four
everyone
of the many talented voice
except
actors
the
who make
2
it
that I
happen.
saw in the Chaos Couch. That's weird.
Sensation Critical Role. Before we
First
begin,
episode.
are we on the internet?
We just broke 100 views.
100 viewers.
100 viewers. Oh my God, this is how.
A Talks Machina record. We are
A Talks
on the
Machina
internet for
record,
all
100,
you
what do they
listeners
get now?
out
Like
there.
100,000? They probably get like tens of thousands now.
It sure does.
6 of those are
On a
family.
live
Very
stream,
exciting.
I bet you they get tens of thousands.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Depends on my
hundreds.
fortune cookie today.
Sick.
Good evening. Welcome to Ho Technique. My name, if you're
Our
not
first
familiar,
episode
is
of the
W.
live
Brian
stream, I had
Foster,
100
Esquire.
views.
I will be your host for the
They
evening.
have built it. Oh, look.
We already
I like
welcomed
this.
my guests. We're going to get into a little
get the
bit
cam.
of Campaign 2, Episode
we don't have
1
captions, that's
after
right.
some announcements. Now, our intro video
No captions.
not being played tonight because it's getting a makeover for the new season. Yeah, and it's pretty epic. I've seen little tidbits of it. It's also being done by our beloved Wendy Doodles. Wendy Sanders.
Wendy Doodles. Put her name up. It was either, I think he said
We love her.
Wendy,
Keep her out
like
for that
Wendy's,
in
the
probably
restaurant,
the top
but
of
it
next
almost
week
sounded
or
like
two,
Windy.
episodes.
W-I.
Let's get through some quick announcements. 1/24 is the comic book issue number 4 release. January 24th.
So
You
excited.
can get that
What?
anywhere Critical Role comic books are available.
124? That's
And
that.
iTunes.
That's a lot of comic books.
Comic
You guys told me they had a
Book
comic book, but I didn't know they had that many
the
issues.
retro poster This
that
one
awesome thing.
is in the store if you would like to purchase
Who needs
it.
to hang
It
around?
doesn't come with those autographs.
I've got
That's
Critical
just for a
Role.
special
This is just for a
person.
winner of something special.
Does come with that mat on it.
Am I
though.
too bright
Yep.
and shiny?
Leg up on the wall.
Yep.
And
For our announcements,
shiny.
last but not least,
They're announcements right
are
now,
we
so
going to change
it's
the
okay
name
if
of
I
Talks
talk
Machina
500 times.
for the new campaign? I will answer that by asking Travis a question. Travis, you an Eagles fan?
No,
Plan on becoming
But-
one pretty soon?
no chance.
Dallas
Even if they
Cowboys.
change up some of the lineup of the Cowboys team or a coach or two?
I saw he was wearing Cowboys gear, and somebody
Sounds like
also told me
fuck
this.
off is the correct answer. To the thousands of people who tweet me every day. What I don't understand is they tweet me and go, "Are you going to change the name of Talks Machina?" We have said on Talks Machina 50 times that we're not changing the name. So it's people who don't watch the show who are asking. And that
I just had this conversation with my sister.
Well, that's what makes
how
me
I will
think
get
Allison's family is
hundreds, if not thousands, of comments
as you guys,
saying things that are already done. Like, hey, are you going to do this
As you
video
guys saw
next?
probably
And it
today,
literally
we
is
were
like
near
in the
social
description
media.
of that video, or
We
I said it
released
in that video that I just
Silhouette
did that
Watch, we
video.
released the
So
actual
people,
art.
I'm not saying you guys, I'm saying there are people that
We're
just
gonna show you
ask
some of
things
that
without
in a
looking
second
or even
because
watching.
Everybody's been dying to see it and to get your guys' takes on it. Ariana Orner is the artist. Liam, we're going to put up her info too, so you guys can make sure to follow her everywhere because she's so talented. Tell us a little bit about how she came to be the
was
official
gonna-
artist for Critical Role Campaign 2.
Well, she's been around for a while doing kick-ass art of her characters.
Kick-ass art,
just
like
out
the
of
movie
love.
Kick-Ass?
And
I feel like I'm up too close.
you know, we discussed whether to just do the same thing art-wise, and Kit Bus is amazing, and I still hope to see Critical Role art that she does on her, you know, when she wants her.
I
to
saw
have her work
on
projects. But we
Sideshow
finally decided that since
beautiful
everything was gonna be
Mighty
so
Nine
different, and since our
art
new characters are
exclusives.
such assholes.
I don't know who did
We
it.
wanted a fresh direction.
Fresh asshole.
So
You wanted fresh assholes. I mean, who doesn't?
Fresh
we looked
assholes.
at 5 or 6, and
Look
there
at that.
are obviously amazing artists out there, but I actually always just wanted it to be her.
I watched Mr. Mom last night
Since I saw it.
and saw Towels and
And
blew
goddamn.
my freaking
and she-
mind. Well, at that
she
point, I
killed it.
already
She
kind
was
of
so
knew
amazing.
it was
like,
the case.
you know,
So.
when we first started designing the characters and everything like that, we would send back and forth like all these different like aspects of our personality and things we wanted to see in the art, and then she would send some like concept art and we'd send notes back, and then she'd send some more, and it just went back and forth so many times.
I wonder if I've seen
She
this
was just
lady.
so available.
If
and
she's
so
in charge
great
of art
with just
and they've
wanting
done
to make sure that
Vox
the
Machina, the
characters are
show
what
at
we
this point,
envisioned, you know.
It seems like
Or
an
not
easy
this
thing
point,
to
but
get
my
overwhelmed
point of
by
life.
because there are so many of you, and not only that, but the expectations are so high, and so much of the art that's come out has been so great, and I feel like she cut through all of that noise and just did something unique. Well, let's look at it.
Yeah.
there we go. I was going to say, are we going to see it? Because I feel like we
And,
should
of
be
course,
looking
because
at
he's
these things while we talk.
Beautiful.
I'm telling you.
He's charming.
He's a charismatic
Ford.
bastard. Look at that guy.
Yeah, that looks pretty incredible.
See, that Ford looks
Travis, what's
the
your
size
favorite
I would
part of
imagine.
either the outfit
I was
or the
talking yesterday
face,
during the
or
live
what was
stream
your
how
favorite addition there?
I love
the
the
Hot
face.
Toys
I was
version or
very
the
specific
Sideshow
about the
version they
razors,
just
like the
made. I bought the bow
forearm,
one.
plates
I
and
didn't
stuff.
buy
That's
Ford because
kind
he
of
looked
the,
too.
you know,
I don't know. Maybe I got to get a better
training
look.
was up to this point.
He didn't look like that.
And just
There,
the,
I
like,
like that look.
beat-up
He's like
armor,
little
like,
size
the
to
leather
him.
armor that was kind of like piecemeal, and it's been collected, and obviously it was for training, and some of it's seen like somewhere, and some of it hasn't.
Yeah.
You'll also notice, right? You get a close up.
See, I feel like the one that I saw
He's
on
taken
Sideshow
some
was
damage in his time.
skinnier
He's
looking
like
and
near
taller,
30, but
like
he
more
has
elongated.
lived a
I don't know.
hard-earned 30
Maybe I'm
years.
crazy.
I did that.
Little manual labor in his life. So yeah, a lot of stuff that will be revealed. Look at those stockings. I mean, you can't get those
Man.
leggings just anywhere. I'm telling you.
That's a black man
Or did
special.
some
That red
searching.
rope,
Yeah.
I took off with some curtains.
Wow. Nice. Nice. That's how you instruct it. Molly Mock is next.
Molly Mock.
Help us with the pronouns because I get a lot of tweets.
See,
What's your
Molly,
official
I've seen
pronoun for-
many
He.
different.
It's a
He? Okay, okay,
pronouns
good.
he, but I don't think that he would take offense at anything. He's,
course
he's very chill and
Look at that.
Yeah, see, I've seen
Incredible.
so
Did
many
you make that
different
just to
looks
fuck
of
with
Molly.
cosplayers?
Oh no! Literally, one
I've
of my
seen
notes was, I
evil,
believe, was somewhere along the
demonic.
line,
I've
I would
seen
like
more
to cause,
pinkish
cosplayers to have a nervous
than that
breakdown.
purple.
Was
That's more
me.
like
Was
the
I
color
want them
I've seen
crying,
Jester.
I want them sad.
Just the fandom in general.
How do I
Yeah.
even start to
And
make
we've
that?
actually got the layers, like, and then there's
Like, there's been
tattoos we
like the
have all
Molly
about, and there's,
shirt.
like, the
I'm
layer
almost
underneath
positive the
big-
shirt of
big
Molly.
coat,
He's
and then,
like
Oh yeah, it's
not that
bad.
purple.
So beautiful.
Look at
Definitely not that
Yeah,
purple.
there's a lot more tattooing that hasn't been seen.
What a cutie.
God.
Deciphering all those symbols.
I mean, it
All
looks
the-
awesome.
All of those
But
have,
I-
are
look
I
at
mean,
this.
like,
Oh, and he's got
yeah,
the
a lot of that
sword.
was
I love
A lot
it.
of back and forth about what was there. The face was,
scimitars.
and then like the little pendant is very
What
specific.
kind of fabric
Double
do you imagine the coat? Is it like velvet, embroidered
swords.
velvet? What do you think it is?
Double
Yeah, what's the
scimitars.
I mean,
texture
obviously
of
it's like
that
kind of
coat?
silky on the inside, but
I think it's.
I want
think
like
it's a lot
weapons.
silver.
I was trying to look at
Silver.
weapons of theirs.
'Cause it's
He
a
has
leather- it's a
some of the
leather
coolest
jerkin
weapons.
underneath.
I really want to
Percy's
see that in person.
Pepperbox is one of the coolest
Symbols and the
weapons I've
markings
seen
are
in the show
brilliant
so
now. It's a
far.
blind spot.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
thank you.
The-
I want that
We're trying to get them as a sponsor.
grog barrel
The,
and the trinket.
very popular
They're there for a
ABC program Blindside.
Blindside.
starring
Ashley
the girl in the
Johnson.
bag. Not is up next.
Oh, I'll bring it.
Played none other than by the very famous voice actor Samuel T. Regal.
We couldn't
Yes.
book him for this though, obviously.
Yeah,
No, we
he's
can't book
way
him for
too
this
busy
gig.
for
Oh, it's such a
Look
good
at
design.
That is
I
incredible.
think we
That is
all
a-
flipped
I
when we
like
saw
that.
it, 'cause it
See,
was
that's
just so
different than I've
cool.
seen
You didn't
too.
realize that was
The
an
images
actor.
I've seen of Not are more
Yes,
short
that was Sam's
and
character from
stout
Silhouette
and
Watch. I saw all the most
like
people
I don't know.
They
That-
were like,
I don't know. I've
Nobody
seen
was a
so many
goblin.
different versions of all
no,
of
no,
them.
no. They didn't know it was a goblin.
Yeah.
This is a good time to say for Silhouette Watch.
She looks
when
more
we were gonna
skinny,
release them,
more
I said I wanted
tall.
to make it harder on the audience.
More like
Yeah.
they're I can see like
Terrible, and
cheekbones.
so
I
asked
feel like
that
the images I saw are
Matt's
more like
ears be hidden away,
rounded.
and that Jester, you can tell almost for sure that she's a tiefling, but her tail was out in the silhouette, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, let's make him guess a little bit, so we
Yeah.
made it poke just
Yeah,
up
just a
over her
little bit
shoulder.
over her shoulder, but
Tiny.
Yeah.
And everyone still got it.
they knew.
Is that
dude.
next?
It was
Jester's got to be next.
do that 'cause
We
everyone
can't talk
knows.
about
You
it and
know
not
what the
show it.
Zapruder
What kind of
film is?
tomfoolery is this?
The famous film of JFK being shot, and it's more people analyzed the Silhouette Watch than looked at to try to find out who really killed JFK.
Well, the FBI was very busy, so you know.
Yeah. Beauregard is up next. We're gonna take a look
Oh,
at
see, I wanna
Maria's
see
amazing
compared to the
monk
toy I got.
character. We're gonna take a look at that. Look
Yeah.
At, oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Look at
about
that
right.
pack.
I mean, compared to what I bought,
All of
I
it.
just got the bow
Shredded dog.
sideshow toy.
see kind
We were
of
talking
how
about it on
Buffy
live
is
stream
just,
yesterday. They just started making them. They're pre-order only right now.
Nobody can tell.
I think it was like
Nobody
200 bucks.
So wasted right
But
now.
it's like a foot tall,
She
custom
definitely
made,
struck me as the
beautiful
most I
numbered.
could give a fuck character.
Yeah.
coming out of
Limited
that episode,
edition.
And I was extremely
Yeah, her and
excited
Ash
about
both
that.
were like, go fuck yourself.
I think people will finally understand that there is a difference between Marisha and Keyleth this time around.
Bo kind of almost reminded me of
Caleb's up
like a
next.
Street
Liam, your
Fighter
awesome
character. Because
Let's
the way
take a
she's
look.
built, she's got like
Look at that.
freaking
Bizarre.
chiseled
I
abs
said he was a
with the
mess.
bow.
You just
Remind me
made
like
him
Street
think-
Fighter.
Liam, look at that.
Look at Caleb with Frumpkin.
Well,
Well-
so is not. They've been in the woods
They've been
for
in the shop.
No,
ages.
bro, you
He
walked
is
behind some
dirty.
ox that had explosive diarrhea, and you just haven't taken care of it.
That was part of my back and forth with Ari
got
as well. Like she sent it back and it was gleaming and his hair was well coiffed.
That's I mean that's kind of what I
messed it up,
pictured.
but I
To
did
be
that
honest with
one
you,
time.
I've probably seen the least images of Caleb
Yeah,
because
that
Caleb's a
was poop all
human,
over his hand.
so I wasn't as
outside,
curious. I went through like
Does your
random
belt turn
fan
into
art
a
just to
fucking
see
animal
like what
system?
different
you don't
looks
know.
were like. And when I bought shirts,
went to a
like see the
stylist
Frumpkin
and
shirt, I
said,
just realized I had the Frumpkin shirt.
Like a cat toy.
Frumpkin looks like Frumpkin in everything I've seen, but
Yeah,
Caleb
that
I've seen a
stays
like
the filth
I haven't
came
seen as many as the
Or it
rest
licks
of them.
itself. It kinda
I've
looks
seen
like,
ones where he's a little
kinda
rounded
looks
more.
Like Liam's character went to a stylist and said, "Give me the homeless Troy Baker."
Homeless
Up
Troy
next is
Baker.
Jester, a character played.
I'm curious to
by
see
very
this. One of my
popular
favorite
voice
looks
actor Laura
of all of them.
Bailey. Let's take a look. Wow.
That's cool.
So cute.
See, there's that tail.
I'd say
Yeah,
Jester
look, she's got
has
Julia
one of
on
my
her tail,
favorite
too.
looks of all
Yeah, I
the
was gonna say,
characters.
what's sparkling?
I
down
was
I
there?
love
like,
the
wonder,
color.
can she
I love
put,
the
like,
look.
Little rings on her tail. And
It
she's
looks
yeah,
like
we can do that.
And you did the hornet ears?
Human.
I did the hornet
I mean, it
ears,
looks
the
like
little
Laura
version
Bailey,
I gave her.
but like a
I
cutesy
saw
Laura
them today
Bailey with
saying,
horns
like,
and a tail.
They were like,
And obviously
it was weird
blue.
That Jester didn't have eyes
I like
that
the
were solid, and
weapons.
she didn't have horns that came out of the front, but. You know, I feel like
weapon.
every tiefling can be a little bit
Well,
different,
it's-
and like
it's-
depending on how much, what their ancestry is, and
Yeah.
you know.
I dig that one.
They cover that in the book. That like there's all sorts of different
Yeah.
demons and like different bloodlines make weird things happen.
When we try to stealth as a group, are you guys going to jingle like Santa's reindeer?
No, so
Yeah.
that was actually one of the things I originally wanted. I was like, I want bells on her horns, but then
That'd be
and on her
horribly
tail I
bad.
wanted little jingle bells. But
Hard to
but then
be
I was
stealth.
like, that's a bitch if we're saying we're stealthing, and like
hard to
Matt
be
will
stealth.
totally
Of
Like,
course.
make us honor that if I have jingle bells on me.
Of
so I-
course. If you're wearing bells, how would Matt
really
not?
refining
You're just
question
wearing
for you.
bells
Who's
when you
the
want to
name
have
of the
fun, but you
freckles?
can't be called out on it.
okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the freckles were
Well,
such a
'cause
good
And I love
like,
Jester
the
and Laura
first
Bailey.
thing when Ari sent like the first thing, it was Jester was like super duper hot. She like looked.
I like she's
elegant
got an
and, like,
earring
I
going
think
up
that
to
she
the
knew that was like
horn.
my only note to Kit before was like
Yeah, make her look
hot.
super hot.
So she was like, that was the first thing she did. She was like, Jester's hot.
Yeah.
I'm set. And I was like, oh no, Jester's not like hot. I don't want her to be like a model. She's like elegant.
Cute.
Is not her word.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
make her toes turned in, like baggy clothes,
She's
maybe,
cute.
and like
Yeah.
Little
she's
cutesy
like cute
tiefling.
and awkward.
There we
So-
go. Cute and awkward.
So
Yeah.
cute.
I mean, Vex was
Yasha's
hot.
up next,
That's what she
played
was saying,
by
I think.
My beloved Ashley the Jenkins.
Beast mode.
Let's take a
Dude.
look.
Beast
Hashtag
mode.
cancel blind spot. Here we go.
See, this I have
That is a
only
bottle of trouble right
the
there.
That is
one
a lot
image
of
I
trouble,
used to
and
have.
I know her backstory.
That's
This
sexy
one.
bitch.
Oh no.
I am privy to
I-
all the Seacrests.
Oh,
Secrets.
all the Seacrest. This one.
Like,
See,
red
look at how they look
grading on
here.
her shirt.
They're all pretty. Like, this is Yasha here.
Love.
Way different than that
Wes
image.
Fowler could do it great.
Yeah.
Cosplay of
Yeah,
that.
she
Wait,
was.
see how? Well, I guess he
I
is
love the braiding of
purple.
the hair. I love
Like
the
the
here.
forearms. I
I've
love
seen
the-
ones of him where I feel like which
Yes.
were like a dark
Yeah.
pink,
So
like a
cool.
And
darker
I love
pink.
the color scheme. Like,
Those
Oh wait, what am I
gauntlets.
talking about? This
Yeah,
is her.
she's everything.
This is-
kind of similar to Talison's markings there. I think I could
See, in my head, I was
Coordinate
picturing
so
Ashley
that's
Johnson
cool.
like the pink guy. I
But,
forgot
a
she's
lot of
this guy
stuff
over here
on-
because we
on
just don't see
Yasha's
her
person
often.
There has significance
Yeah.
as well. So you guys, I'm amazed at how thought out, how thoroughly you guys thought out a lot of this stuff ahead of time, and how incredibly fast she was able to get it done. So let's take a look at the group shot before
Group
we
shot.
get into the episode. This is the whole.
I still don't know who that other
gang
character is.
with
who's that hobo in the
that
background?
beautiful
Who's the
dungeon
hobo in
master,
the
Matthew
oh, yeah, wait,
Mercer,
what is that?
summoning a team of ravens to get him Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Like a statue that's bragging at the Statue of Liberty.
It does.
Big.
It does.
It's some statue bragging at the like. Come on.
Well, what are you doing after this? What are you doing after this? Without further ado, let us discuss episode 1 of Critical Role Campaign.
Brian's
2,
interesting
Serious.
as a host because I feel like he's episode 1, Curious Beginnings. Could I have just skipped all that? Guys, is that an option? Could I, like, just to make it more copyright friendly and everything, could I just
like
go
a-
to those
it's like a
and do like
de-oiled
little
machine.
short snippets? Or would that
like a
ruin
de-oiled
things?
machine.
Just like in
The jalopy
case,
would have been in the
options
barn for
of
5
future
months.
references
The
in
what?
case
The
these got
jalopy?
Yeah,
have to get edited up.
I don't know if you know.
I know what a
Pretty sure we have a
jalopy is.
lawnmower.
A
Yeah.
jalopy.
Well, I have to say on behalf of all the critters that it feels great to be back in all of your imaginations. again.
Yes.
And the brilliant imagination of Matt
What's his
Mercer.
name? Oh.
I couldn't, it split my mind. We have some crit roll stats for this episode that are quite intriguing.
Already?
For those of you that are new
What
to
is
Ho
this?
Technique, Crit Roll Stats, you can follow them at Crit Roll Stats on Twitter. It is a blog that keeps track of literally everything that takes place on Critical Role. They have
Yeah.
amazing resources. Check them out. If you are new to the show, you can follow them, and they live tweet the show a lot of really interesting stuff. They
Really?
keep track of HP and stuff like this. First roll of Campaign 1 was Laura.
I like that.
Natural 18, mod 20, right?
Okay.
Last roll of campaign 1, Travis, natural 20. First roll of campaign 2, Travis, natural 20.
Trying to take care of you guys.
And you did.
And you did.
Coin spent in campaign 1, episode 1, 215 gold.
Total.
Damn, is that right?
Really?
Campaign spent, or coin spent in campaign 2, episode 1, 4 silver.
Oh.
Fuck y'all. We on a
I was gonna say he was saying. I was like, I'm thinking he
Total
said
damage
campaign.
When last you fought together, total damage to defeat 1,890 damage.
Wow.
Total damage to defeat the undead creature, 74.
See, that was where the name was bleeped out, so I have no
Last
idea what that
time
was.
Sam sang
Perfect,
Whitney
Miranda.
Houston's "I Will Always Love You" on the show. It was as Scanlan inspiring Shale in episode 55.
I wonder if he even knows he sang that song before.
I doubt it because of the amount of wine he drinks.
That's the one.
The first roll of the intro video was Travis. Travis rolling a nat 20, and the first roll of this campaign was you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I said this. There
Haters will
is.
say it's
I think it was
damn
Sam,
well that I
right?
had to
Wasn't
roll
it
that
Sam?
nat
I kept
20
saying
on that
has rolled a 1 or a natural 20 in
No, when we
every
were shooting
part
the
of every
opening
episode
credits,
I
Chelsea
watched in the
did.
beginning.
really?
I,
Get the
I, had,
20.
I had to roll
I think it
that.
was
How many times did you
both,
try
but I know
before?
he rolled a
Did
natural
you
20
give
in
up
almost
too many?
every
Yeah, we
part
were on a schedule.
of everything I watched, or something
Man.
to
We
that
got back
effect.
on that schedule.
Yeah. People, thanks to you.
Wow.
I couldn't
Thanks
keep
to
it.
you.
All right, I'm good.
Yeah. As if Sam's shorts weren't hurrying people enough.
Wow.
Our first question for this episode, we're
Can
gonna.
I just say though?
I like how they
I'm the
did
one
that. That's good to know that there's a
like,
place where you
edits
could go
all
to
the
find
thumbnails
all that
for-
out.
Yes.
You know, so
I
I've
was
been
trying
looking
to
at a
keep
lot of our group
track.
Pictures that
You guys have
Heirloom
probably told me
Photography
about it.
shot for all of the new
So
campaign
good.
stuff.
Shout out
So
Heirloom
fucking
Photography.
good.
Find them on Instagram.
Instagram.
The amount
What is that
of Sam
behind her?
crotch
Oh, yeah.
happening in those group shots is so offensive.
Yeah,
That
to
like
you.
half the time. Well, because like there's a lot of times where his like legs are together but his knees are apart, so it looks like he's got
Oh,
just
yeah.
like an ass
Yeah.
right here. It's so uncomfortable to see.
Only they had your name.
I thought she was saying it comically, but she legitimately looks uncomfortable. He's got an ass right here.
I'm gonna need some of those.
What is that
thumbnails,
toy or
Laura,
that
for
figure
next
behind her?
week's
That thing looks
episode.
insane on the shelf right behind Laura.
I'm gonna need.
Also lots
He's
of
got an
what looks like
ass.
liquor.
Do you see it when you close your eyes now?
All the time.
Oh man,
It haunts my
I
dreams.
can't look into a bowl of
It
soup without
haunts my
thinking of
dreams.
Sam's front butt. Now, our first question of the night comes from Wayward Moon.
Wayward Moon.
Will it ever return? This is for all of you. I love, speaking of the intro, I love the new intro, and I've been wondering which shot took the most tries to film and why. Was it the, also, what is your favorite part of the new intro?
I know they're talking about the
rolling
old
second a
timey
little bit.
70s. What is it? It's got to be 70s.
The
It looks
shot that
like.
probably took the longest was the blowing, like you doing the,
Oh,
Yeah.
the spell.
and then the wind blowing towards Ashley.
I saw someone tweet,
Show
like, can
it.
we talk about how
I've seen it a bunch of
Towson
times.
actually cast a spell in the intro thing and no
so
one else
great.
does?
Yeah. No, we can't talk about
No, we
that.
can't
There's a
talk
big
about
card off scene and right, like they had to
I
go
love the new intro. And I've
like
been
right at the right time, and sometimes they do it
I like
too
how
weakly, and you're just
it
like,
literally looked like Travis lifted it up.
like,
That had to have been intentional.
Oh, man.
There was a blue light on that too. There was
Yeah.
a whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we did a couple different.
Can you
versions
buy
of
that
the
giant
final match
trinket?
Speech too,
Yeah.
that we took.
I don't even know if that is actually trinket. It could just be a
By
giant bear
monitor,
that they bought that
listening
they're
to
calling
Matt at the
trinket,
very
but I
last
want it
moment
to be
going,
trinket.
Something. Pah!
Yes, yes,
Did it
yes.
like 10 times, just pah, over and over again.
Major props to our producer and Critical Role producer, Maxwell James
Yeah.
III, for all of his hard work and all the crew
Maxwell
that
James
so
the
quickly
Third.
made it through Thursday night.
It sounds like a
What was your
very
guys' favorite part of the intro?
great name. I don't know why. Maybe the third adds to it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
I think Ashley's full commitment to the.
Yeah,
You
the
blended
the
into
headgear
the era
and
more than
the-
anybody else, I
the-
will say.
Thank you.
Yeah, like
Yeah, you did. Yeah, your lips looked really glossy.
They looked really light
Very
pink.
80s.
I feel like that the filter that got put on made him even more.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome ass filter. I want to talk about the seating arrangement. Did that throw you guys off? How did we land at the new seating
new
arrangement?
seating arrangement?
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
I
the-
wish.
at the-
I know this is early on, and I don't blame them because it's a lot of work. But I wish they showed it while they're talking about it, so I can see. Because in my head, I'm trying to imagine how it looked when I watched it, and I've watched it several times.
Yeah.
Different voices.
Different
Yeah.
voices, yeah. We talked for
I
weeks. We knew
stopped
that we were having
watching it
Russian, Irish,
after
and
like
German coming
episode 6
together.
because I just
And I didn't know
skip
how-
right to
for
the
weeks
Critical
I've been walking
Role
around my house going like,
sign, and then I go.
To myself, my kids know about it now. And
Wait,
and
who
but
was
I
Russian?
knew
I'm Eastern European, you know.
Oh, I thought you
quite
were
Russian.
What do you
doing.
think?
I thought you were doing Despicable Me guy.
Eastern European.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
oh,
it's
yeah. What's his
basically,
name?
yeah.
Gru.
Gru? Yeah.
Is that what
Like
he
you
is?
and I had
am
lunch
Gru.
together, where we actually tried for part of the lunch to talk with our accents. It was so hard.
Oh, I
Tennis
bet.
match.
And at
Yeah.
the beginning of this episode, I came in going, well, I'm going to do it super light. That's what I've decided. And everybody else was so much stronger than me that I went, woo, woo, woo,
Yeah.
turned up the knob.
Plus, you don't even know where to like look for people.
Yeah, no, and
I
it
would
was-
look for somebody in an old spot, but I'm on the opposite side of the table. I was like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
shit.
you're on the other side of the earth now.
You too, yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange. And like I played with like 5 different Irish accents before I was comfortable. They were all a mess.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was in Dublin. I'm like, maybe I'll do Dublin. And I heard what people sound like in Dublin. Like, no one will understand a fucking word I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Yeah.
nope. So,
I also don't fully expect to settle in for 5 or 6 episodes.
I feel like they talked about
Yeah.
this before, about how like certain accents they wanted to use, but it's just like, I feel like they talked about it during
it was
one of the
an
watch-alongs.
equation because like you still needed to be on the end,
Yeah,
so that you
I'm just
because
too
you
damn
need more
big.
room.
Yeah.
And then we needed like what Ashley on the end just in case, so we have like a monitor
She
if she has to
dips.
Skype in.
Yes.
That can be on.
I've
the
noticed that too when we
And
were
then
watching
everybody else.
Sam's
was like,
ads.
How can we get as many people
and the
sitting next
songs.
to different people? that
I'm like,
they can
Sam,
support?
everyone switched
and
places
also play with
between
some of the
campaign
already
1 and
pre-built
2.
relationships in a way that makes
Exactly,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, from the one shots
Or-
you guys did and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Speaking
I
of
feel like they
foreshadowing
switched
on the
places
characters,
beyond that
Laura,
too, though.
Kyle with an N. We've gone over this, Kyle. There's no N in.
Kyle with an
Kyle?
N.
You played Jester in a one-shot before.
Kyle
That
with
was
an
up with
N.
Almost Funny's
Yeah,
Greg
it was
Mallard.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
And on the GameSpot,
Yeah.
we did 2 1-shots in one day. Like we went to different places.
Ah.
I just stayed as Jester that whole time.
What made you want to revisit and further develop Jester?
Because
That's
she was fucking
interesting.
Cool. I just really, really liked her a lot, and I was very sad that I didn't get to play her more. So
Yeah.
when this came up, it was like
I definitely prefer
shit,
Jester
like,
over
I'm coming up with all these
Vex.
other ideas. of
Only
what I could
because
be, but
I feel
nothing-
like Laura
enticed
Bailey
me as
plays
much
a
as
better
what Jester
cutesy,
was.
ridiculous
I had
character than
already,
she
like,
does
come up with this
a
whole backstory
serious,
for
sexy
Jester for
character.
those
Not
one-shots
that she's
we
not
never got
both,
to explore
but
at all.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Jester's more
I thought it would
entertaining
be
for
fun
her
to actually get to
because
play
she
with
has more
If
fun
there's
with it.
Any questions tonight that we asked that you guys don't want to answer yet because you want to slow reveal stuff or whatever, please feel free to do that. I'm going to ask it anyway. You're going to have to answer, but let me know your hesitation.
No problem. We'll just tell you this.
Let me know your.
Travis,
Yep.
question from.
Fuck right off.
This is just like when I call you in real life.
I love
What's
it.
up? Fuck off.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you anyway,
I
but
have
just
your
let you
money.
know. Fuck you.
Murno Run Shot wants to know, Travis, the biggest theory about Ford's class was that you'd be playing a blood hunter in order to become a werewolf. What drew you to Warlock and specifically to Hexblade, aka Texblade, instead?
Textblade. Yeah, I knew.
What?
I knew a lot of
That's a
people were
thing?
Like, oh, Travis is gonna, be an Order of the Lycan. He's gonna get to play as werewolf, but that means that they would have been expecting it, and that
So he
alone
didn't.
was just enough to go like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Right? It's got to be a surprise.
Yeah.
The more
I'm
I
so
see,
heartbroken.
Like, a huge portion of the audience go.
I
just
almost
have
was
to
like,
wait,
I
you know,
didn't
like,
know that was a thing, but now I'm
Yeah.
sad that it is and he didn't do it.
I wanted
I
to-
guys,
I
if you
had
don't
to cast
know,
a spell. 5
werewolves,
years without casting a
one of
spell.
my
So
favorite
I got to be able to
creatures
dip my toes
ever.
on the other side of the D&D.
I
pool.
freaked
mean,
out
I
when the
don't count
Knolls
large,
were
'cause that was
possibly werewolves.
Yeah.
So I wanted a class that had some spell. I looked at Eldritch Knight. I looked at Paladin, but the name Warlock just sounded nasty. And
I dig the
just kinda
Warlock.
liked some of the images
I've
that I saw
never
while I was
tried
reading,
one.
and
In
then
World of Warcraft, you had the
Xanathar's
option, never did
release
it.
Of Hexblade, I was like, well,
My brother was a
we've
warlock,
been
had a
playing.
high-level warlock that he used to use a lot, and it was interesting to
I was
watch,
like, let's
but I never
explore that.
played
So Matt
one.
and I had some interesting conversations, and I'm interested, terrified, and excited to see how it goes.
Yes.
I tried a
love
Blood
that
Knight
character.
once,
Liam,
I think, in World of Warcraft. I think it was
Question
called a
from
Blood
Ish
Knight.
Mish Mish. No, I'm not having a stroke. When talking about your character, you described him as
Ish
filthy,
Mish Mish.
unshaven, and a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
What made you decide to base your character on Brian?
Well, I just thought that you really haven't been given your due yet.
That's good. That's pretty good.
I saw that and I'm like, Danny.
Described it as an unfilthy, unshaven bit of a
More
mess,
metaphorical or
and
figurative. You're squeaky clean. Look at you.
I mean, he is.
Shined,
Not for
oiled.
nothing.
Yes, well,
He's
there's a team of
very.
pygmies that
Look
come
at his
and
hair. His hair's done nice.
me before every. I don't know what it meant. But anyway,
And a
let's
filthy,
give away some free
unshaven.
shit.
I mean,
before we get to more serious questions.
that might be the best question. One, it's not true from what I'm seeing right now, but it's hilarious because he
Like
does
5
kind of
times as much
resemble
as normal.
Caleb with
As
short
normal
hair.
to,
Yeah,
mind
Kurt
you.
Yeah,
Olstad
we got-
the amount of art after episode 1 of the first campaign versus the
Oh
other
my
art after
God,
episode
yeah,
1 of the
thousands.
second campaign.
So much remarkable talent.
Yeah, we love it. Keep it
We
coming.
are very happy to continue giving away extremely expensive Wormwood products and some hard-to-get Critical Role
I
merchandise.
would
for our
want to
gift
have
fan
this
art of the
giveaway,
week.
but it's years
Up
ago.
first, it's GIF of the Week.
Yeah.
Gift. Oh, GIF of the week.
Our winner for episode 1 of the new campaign was sent in by Jessica Gibson, aka @Gibby.
I like this. Is this every episode? I want to say, what is it?
Oh, yes. Some people caught on to that.
Yeah.
Some people caught on to that. Episode 1 and this.
I have
one.
It
intelligence.
was one of the
of-
only things I had to make sure that got.
That was
the
GIF of
first
the
episode.
week.
Tim,
I wanted to
I
make
had
sure
that.
there wasn't something
Yes.
else before I talk.
Congrats to you, Jessica. You have
Congratulations,
won this.
Jessica. You've won this.
How do you want to do this? Hoodie.
I'll take
Softest
it.
in the world. Laura's going to touch it. to
Those are
increase
probably like
value.
$50.
I did.
And this set of tarot cards signed by the.
I would have to
remaining members of
imagine
the cast.
a Critical Role hoodie's got to be 50 or 60
some
bucks.
weeks we have
Pack
a
of tarot
terribly
cards,
difficult
probably another
time just
20
choosing
bucks. That's like
one
a
winner,
good
so we
$80,
have a
$100
runner-up
gift.
or honorable
Very
mention
nice.
Prize this
I'll
week
take it.
goes to Marty, aka @NL. It'll be on the screen. Let's take a look.
This is the year that we reclaim dignity. Sorry, guys. I'm like, that's good. That's good. See, that one's good. The Travis one, his intelligence is 6. All right, my intelligence, I get it. But this one is more up my alley, and it's Sam.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
against
I agree with
Travis.
that.
Love Travis. Love them all.
Thank you to
that's-
everyone who submitted.
that's a good one.
Congratulations
I
to
like
you
that
as
one
well,
better.
Marty. You have won this.
Marty, signed poster by the
of
cast. Beautiful.
Roll. Moving on to a question for all of you from Kester Dunn. Where did your choice of accents come from? Were they spur of the moment or inspired by
Didn't we
anyone or
just kinda
anything in
talk about
particular?
this?
Can I just say how disappointed I am?
I feel like
that
we
no one
kind
gave
of
John
just
Malkovich's
tapped into
great
this a
Russian
bit.
accent from the film
Where did
Rounders?
your choice of accents come from? We kind of just talked about it.
He let me in.
Give it me and his money.
I
Give
doubt
that
any of
man
your
his
accents were
money.
spur of the moment decisions.
That's
to be
John
honest,
Malkovich
but-
from Rounders. Love it. One of my
Maybe?
favorites. We were
Travis?
talking about that on the live stream
yeah,
last
we played
night.
our-
All right, guys. So there we go. Great job, Miranda. First off, everyone thank Miranda, because without Miranda, we wouldn't have had a Talks Machina this week, if ever, because there were spoilers. As you could see, Miranda either edited them out, which honestly, I didn't notice the edit if she did. So smooth job editing if you did chop out actual scenes. We did hear there was a couple names that were blurred out. That was done well. Beautifully done, Miranda. Miranda said from here on, I could watch the rest of the episode and there's no spoilers, but I'm not going to do that for at least a couple days. So you guys will see this with enough notice to give me if that is incorrect. Not that I don't trust Miranda, but she did say that she was slightly paranoid. God forbid she misses something. She doesn't want to be blamed. And I don't blame her, but I don't blame her whether she did or not, because just the fact there is a solid attempt being made by someone to be nice and help me out, I will never fault you for that. So you guys double check if you want, but I'm going to trust that Miranda is correct. And at some point I will continue and watch the rest of episode 1 of campaign 2. I just wanted you guys to know that we are rolling with this. We get a GIF of the week every week. I'm assuming that's awesome. I like the second one better than the first one, but hey, the first one was good. The second one was just more up my alley because it's Sam, not trying to play favorites, but I guess the whole Sam and Liam thing with the Not and Caleb dynamic going on, I don't know. It just made more sense to me. And Laura Bailey was just talking about how Sam has a front ass going on because of his shorts being so tight. I've said this before, but Brian is a great host. He's at it again. I love that in one of the comments, they literally said he looks like an unshaven mess like Caleb. He does resemble Caleb. Caleb with shorter hair, but he does resemble Caleb. The art was interesting. Most of it looked like how I imagined it, but I did talk about this in the live stream, how there are now sideshow toys of Bo and Ford. There are also Vex and Vax, Vox Machina Campaign 1. Go on the website and look. You can go right now, sideshow.com. I'm not a sponsor of them or anything. I just went the other day and bought the Bo one. They're roughly $200. They're exclusive. You got to pre-order them. They ship next month or the end of this month. But Ford, to me, looked more elongated, tall, and skinny. Now, there's no problem with that. It's just it didn't look quite the same as I pictured it in my mind or as I've seen in other art. Like that art to me had a bulkier, more muscular look in Ford. That's how I pictured him and that's how I like him. The one I have that my brother made is a little more Incredible Hulk looking. He's a little more bulkier than he should be. So that one I actually thought was well done. The sideshow toy didn't quite look how I'd want it to look. And being as they're $200 a piece, the Grog one's coming out in a couple months, the Vex and the Vax one I'm gonna want to buy. I can't buy them all at once. At some point, maybe I'll get the Ford one, but right now, Bo is one of my favorite on the show, so I got the Bo one. Go check them out. Pretty interesting. But we saw all the other art. All the other art looked how I imagined it. Ashley Johnson, I really haven't seen enough fan art of. So I even mistook her for the one in the Mighty Nein image that I have of the tall pink dude. We still haven't seen the tall pink character. So I don't know what that one is, but I guess we're going to find out eventually. Besides that, the only other one that I thought was slightly different in a lot of different art that I've seen, and I'm curious to see what it looks like when they actually do make the Sideshow toy. Because I've seen Molly different colors. I've seen him more bulky. I've seen him skinnier. That one was very skinny and lanky. I feel like most of them that I've seen are much more skinny, like even not. And when I say skinny, I mean their faces are narrow. You see the cheekbones more. I feel in a lot of the art, they have rounder faces, especially Not has like a more rounded face, the little goblin girl. Not that there's anything wrong with that, like I said. For instance, the only one that isn't narrow and skinny is Ford, and that was the one I preferred over the one I've seen in other ways. So I don't know. It's all opinion. It's all personal preference. So obviously there's no right or wrong to it. It was just interesting to see. And I liked how they did that because that's how they did it with watch alongs for The Legend of Vox Machina. We had the same studio, much different looking now because it's years later, but the same kind of thing. We got the Q&As from the fans. I love how they did the little joke. And even though Brian knew they were making fun of him, he still read it and thought it was funny. Obviously, it's all in good fun. I'm assuming they're not really making fun of Brian. Brian's making jokes about everybody, so it's fair game. Brian dishes it out. The fans give it back. The people give it back. Travis even was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck you. Like, I love how they'd all just give it to each other. And I said that in the short little Chaos Couch snippet that we saw a couple days ago. I said how I like how they all seem to give it to each other because I made it a point in Talks Machina, the Chaos Couch one, to say they all must be the best of friends because I have friends I could joke like that with. But if I was an interviewer and on a show like this, I would have more of a filter, at least with strangers. But the fact that he's the host and these are all like solid friends of his, because Ashley Johnson is his wife now, at least. I don't know if she was his wife there. They might have been engaged, but either way, they're married. They have a kid, I believe you guys told me. Do they have a kid? Am I making that up in my mind? Either way, I love that the host is such good friends on such a good basis with these people. Makes it that much more entertaining. That's why I feel like we all get along because now on live streams, there's 30, 40 of us strong every week, plus whoever joins that's new. We all have a good time. We have some drinks. We kind of tell each other like it is. Like when I'm going on a rant, a couple of you will be like, Jay, enough, focus. It's like we all just like talk to each other like friends now, and that's what I like. So we're going to jump into more of these. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes of all the shows on the channel. Seasons out of what you're seeing, the hour-long Patreon exclusive will be out Wednesday for episode 8 of Campaign 2. I started thinking about this. Don't quote me on it yet, but I started thinking about it and maybe I will start doing parts of Campaign 1. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I started thinking about it and it'll be totally different than the way we do Campaign 2 because I can't have that much content on my plate, but maybe I will do like once a month a full run of Campaign 1 and put like a part 1 and a part 2 on YouTube, and then the middle will be Patreon exclusive. You guys let me know if you'd be interested in that. I don't know if I'd have the time right away to do it, but I'm talking like May, June, towards the summer. Once I get done with all the shows coming out at the end of April, I think that might be a thing to do. So you guys let me know. Patreon link in front. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.